Israel has a right to respond. Where exactly are we going to respond? If not in where the headquarters of the Hamas are, where the bunkers are, where the concentration of their missiles and their other attacking devices are. That's where we have to act, and we try to avoid as much as we can. I know that, unfortunately, I can't deny, no, it would be stupid and irresponsible that there might be collateral, uninvolved people killed as a result of the Israeli operation. We try to minimize it because our target are not civilians in Gaza, unlike the Hamas, which were aiming at Israeli civilians, and they killed them in their homes, and they butchered them, and they beheaded them, and you know all of these terrible sights that were exposed to the world by what they did.
I suppose you talk about the support of the international community, like from the UK. I suppose the concern for Israel is that if the continued suffering in Gaza continues to fill our screens day in, day out, and as we hear the numbers growing every day, that the sympathy and the unequivocal support could wane, couldn't it, for Israel?
Yeah, definitely. I'm fully aware of that. And in fact, what I want to share with you is my vision. I know I don't represent the government. I don't speak for the government. I think you know very well that I'm not entirely the supporter of this Israeli government. But I want to present my vision for the end game of this event. We are fighting now in order to destroy Hamas. I think it's essential that we'll make clear that we don't want to stay in Gaza and that we are going to pull out from Gaza entirely when the battle is over.
However, well, that's kind of the opposite of what Mr. Netanyahu has been saying, isn't it? You'll have heard what he said about being responsible for security after this.
Netanyahu said that Israel is going to be responsible for security. Israel was responsible for the security. It's just that his government failed in providing security for the people of Israel. But we also found out that Hamas has increased its military power to the extent that it becomes a danger to the entire stability of the Middle East. So we have to destroy Hamas, and this is something which is widely supported and accepted by the British government, by the American government, by many other Europeans. Now, what I want to say is this. We have to pull out. I don't care whether Netanyahu agrees with me or not. I don't agree with him. We have to pull out from Gaza completely. Then what we have to ask the Western countries is, you want us to pull out, we want to pull out. No Arab country and no Arab soldier will come to Gaza on the bayonets of Israel. So there must be an interim period where an international force will take over Gaza for a short period of time to start and rehabilitate Gaza and start and re-establish and restore a civil administration in Gaza. Now, we did it in the south of Lebanon in 2006, and it worked to provide security and stability in Lebanon for the last 17 years.
Is that a NATO, would you want a NATO force then? Is that what you're saying in Gaza?
We want to have an international force for a period of time that will then be replaced by the forces of the Palestinian Authority. Now, one thing more which I think needs to be done today by Israel, today, not tomorrow, is that Israel should present this endgame plan and add one essential thing, that Israel is prepared to start immediate negotiations with the Palestinian Authority at the end of the battle on the basis of a two-state solution.
Yes, because that's what they've said. The Palestinian Authority have said that they only want to go back into Gaza if it is an independent Palestinian state.
That's why I say that, number one, there should be an international force for an interim period. Number two, Israel should announce today that we have a political vision, we have a political horizon. We are prepared to start negotiations with the Palestinian Authority to establish a Palestinian state on a two-state solution. Now, if Israel will do it today, and this is what I propose that we will do, and I think it's essential that we will do, then there is a likelihood that the international community will be more patient with the time needed for Israel to first defeat Hamas completely and break down its military power. If we will not provide a political horizon, then the patience of the international community may disappear very closed, and we will fail to achieve the goal that we set out and that was supported by the international community. However, if we will then move and say we are prepared, first, we will pull out from Gaza completely. Second, we are prepared to start political negotiations with the Palestinian Authority on the basis of two-state solutions. Then there is a horizon that can be supported by the international community and by the moderate Arab countries. They may not necessarily spell it out explicitly because of the divisions and the sensitivities and of their populations. But I know, based on my experience and my acquaintance and my past dealings with the Palestinian, with the Arab leaderships, that deep down in their heart, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, the Emirates, Bahrain, and of course the Palestinians themselves are anxious that Israel will achieve its goal and crush the Hamas. Hamas is a threat not only to Israel.
The question is, I suppose, what will be left of Gaza afterwards, though? I mean, we're already hearing reports that half of all homes have been destroyed in Gaza already.
Look, a war is not a game. And unfortunately, they started a war and they killed 1,500 Israeli civilians in their homes and butchered them and beheaded them and raped them and killed babies of 2 years old and elderly people of 85 years old. And sometimes in the course of these events, there are collateral damages, and we talked about it. However, Gaza is not going to disappear. Gaza is going to stay there. And the international effort, which will be made with the participation of many countries, at the presence of international intervention force in Gaza, will be able to rebuild lots of what has been damaged, and also a momentum for a political solution will be created with a commitment by the state of Israel, which has to be made. And here I made it clear. I don't speak for the Israeli government because they don't agree with it now, but I hope that this government will disappear soon and the new government will be replaced that will make a very explicit commitment that we are prepared to negotiate a two-state solution. This is the only possible direction for something that offers a different future for all the parties involved. And that's what I personally support, and I think that lots of people in the international community entirely agree with